The Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
If you're stuck in some fucking shithole city and it's just your whole neighborhood's filled with dummies and there's no prospects and there's fucking lead in the water, you got Flint, Michigan water you're drinking, they still haven't fixed that.
No.
People have to drink bottled water in Flint, Michigan in 2019.
Yep.
Like how do they not have? How did they let that ever get to that point? Like at all the things you need. Well, what do we need to stay alive? Number one, water. Okay, well, let's ignore that. Let's ignore that and work on the cracks in the streets. Let's ignore that and have new traffic lights that have cameras on them to bust you so we can get more revenue. Let's make sure we hire parking attendants. What about the water? We can get to that. We'll get to that water.
Yeah. Well, it's my new phrase for our situation. 'Cause capitalism. Because the current version of capitalism.
Is it capitalism? I don't know enough about economics.
I mean, it's not really. It's more just like a philosophical
right. But
idea.
Can you have capitalism with regulation so that you make sure that there's no pollution? You make sure that people don't get away with environmental disasters.
Of course.
And aren't we also going on the fucking momentum of decisions that were made a long time ago? Like a lot of this stuff, like a lot of these mines that pollute everywhere, environments wherever they are. Like,
yeah.
They kind of made those when environmental laws were different, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, environmentalism wasn't really a thing until like the mid 1900s, I guess. So like Roosevelt was like a huge like environmental groovy dude. But the idea of preserving swaths of land and like considering the environment when growing an economy simultaneously, like that just stopped. Like there's like some national parks stuff and maybe some things passed with like ozone, some lead stuff, some mercury stuff. Kind of common sense, really hardcore shit that should definitely, like no-brainers. Those have been done. But anything else, making sure that balance is there as the economy grows, just doesn't exist. It's just the way capitalism is right now. It's like that's not considered a value. The more scarce it becomes, the higher in value it is. So it's in its own best interest to continue to grow and grow and grow until it can't grow anymore.
Jesus. Freak me out, man.
So that's why decisions like that are made in my mind.
Well, decisions that impact the wilderness and impact in the environment. Like, did you ever see that movie Gasland?
No.
Great documentary on fracking.
Oh, wow.
Really crazy. What is the director's name? Josh Fox?
Brolin.
No.
Are you sure?
That's a different guy, bro.
No, there's no way.
No, it's a different guy.
There's no way.
But it's an amazing documentary. And
Josh
Fox. I got it.
Josh Fox.
It's really good. Really, really good documentary. It's
Who is
very
Josh
sober.
Fox?
He's a guy
who made the film.
Yeah. He was inspired by a personal experience with, wasn't it? Do you remember the actual story, Jamie? Yeah, it's like personal experience with some pollutants or something like that in the river. But got into it anyway, made this amazing documentary. And watching people dismiss some of the stuff in the documentary was so surreal.
Oh, yeah, right.
They were lighting their tap water on fire. And I don't know if you saw that. But
I did see that, yeah. And that's crazy.
People literally were saying you could do that before the fracking. It's not because of the fracking. Like,
wow.
People were saying that. Like, okay, let's assume that's true. Let's just get crazy and assume that's true. Yeah. Their fucking water is on fire. That's the last shit that should be on fire, is the shit they use to put out fire.
Yeah.
If your goddamn water's on fire,
do
you know how much shit has to be in your water for it to be on fire? Okay, what's going on here? And why are you so sure that this didn't come from fracking? And that you could always light your water on fire, and now you're telling us?
Yeah.
Like you use it and make videos about this before there was a fracking thing?
Yeah, show me a video that has that.
Let me see. Are you sure?
That would be interesting.
Are you really sure that have you tested the water? Are you a fucking scientist? Are you sitting over there with a lab coat and a fucking check sheet, making sure that the toxin levels are exactly the same before and after fracking? No, you're not. But why are you so interested? There's a thing that people do where they're like really interested in the interests of big business. And they want they get and regular people who don't even have a financial stake in that business will make up excuses for the business.
I know. It's crazy. Yeah.
What is that?
It's fear. It's just fear of losing jobs. Like people like losing jobs or losing the thing that keeps their their bills paid.
It's also like that no-nonsense right-wing mindset. There's like a no-nonsense right-wing mindset. Oh, these fucking tree huggers. Goddamn tree huggers.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to stop us from making a good living. You want those people to be poor? You want those people to... You ever see the look on a poor coal miner's face?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's that thing that they do.
Yes.
That no-nonsense. So they want to go with anything that's like good for the economy but bad for the environment,
Exactly.
which is crazy. Because you
it's
never
totally crazy.
you have to factor in the additional costs of how much it's going to cost to fix what you did, and if you ever can fix what you did, and if you can't fix what you did to the environment, how much should that cost? Because if you decide like, hey, I'm going to pull copper out of this fucking hole in the ground, but it might kill 1 million salmon. Like, you imagine how much 1 million salmon would be worth? You're going to kill a whole population of salmon? How much is that worth? Like, you ruin fishing for all the people that want to come to this one salmon river.
Yeah.
You kill 1 million fish. Like, how much is that worth? That should be worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
You should get fined $1 billion, if not more.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even fix that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what that value, that it has no value.
Well, the thing is, it's ours. Like, what they're poisoning is our stuff.
I know. That's what I mean. It's like
the earth.
It's just the worst because it's like it's not a part of the equation for growing the economy. That's like, and I know there's going to be people listening that are like, just know about this shit hardcore. I'm just approaching it from like an over kind of philosophical, energetic viewpoint.
Right. We're being hippies.
Yeah, we're being like kind of, I don't know, weirdo,
we're
hippie-ish.
We don't even know what the fuck we're saying.
We're stonesers. So,
have you ever seen some of the image of the mining that they do? The images of the mining that they do in northern Canada, like northern Alberta.
No,
dude, it's like some hellscape shit. It's crazy. Like, there's a giant industry of oil mining up there, and all kinds of mining.
Yeah,
in northern Canada, a lot of folks that go up there and they do shifts. But I mean, you're talking unbelievably, brutally, ruthlessly cold. Occasionally people get jacked by bears.
Yeah.
You know, like, really, like they're living with monsters just outside the gates on some fucking Night's Watch type deal where they're trying to suck oil out of the ground. And I mean, there's so much of it up there, and it's such a big part of the economy that you have these giant like aerial views of these places that are just fucksville.
Wow, man.
Here's one of them. The one that I saw was much more horrific because it involved a lake. So what does it say? Photos. Famed photographer Alex McLean's new photo of Canada's oil sands are shocking. Yeah. I mean, it's creepy. But there was nothing there anyway. The idea is like, hey, if it's just flat like that, or it's ugly because we have holes in it and oil's coming out of the holes, who gives a shit? No one's up here.
Right.
Like, I get it. I get that mindset. We got jobs. Everyone has jobs. And it's true. It's a great job to have. They make a lot of money. You meet those dudes. They come to a lot of shows when you do in Canada. They have a name for them, like really rich oil worker. Fellows.
Yeah. It's real rich oil worker fellows. That is the nickname.
They're drilling these giant. That's one that I saw where you see the water all fucked up. It's all filled with oil and shit.
Oh my lords.
Yeah.
That's
the water, man. Look at that. That water's fucked.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
it's funny. All of the issues, all of the imbalances are completely solvable. There is no deficit. We don't have a deficit in what it would take to just make good decisions that make life really nice for most people on the planet.
I think a lot of managing has to be done because there's a lot of stuff that has unintended consequences, and moving pieces affect all the moving pieces around them.
Of course.
I think that's one of the things that people are really bad at predicting. That's why I was saying, like, you know, how much is it worth to be able to get copper out of a hole in the ground if it's going to poison a river and kill a bunch of fish? How much is that worth?
Yeah.
You know, it's like these people have this sense that like you make one decision and it only affects that thing, but it doesn't. It affects a lot of things that are connected to that thing.
Yeah.
It also affects the way people feel. If you do something shitty like kill 1 million fish, people get bummed out. Like, that's real. It affects the way they interact with other people.
Yeah.
You know, when you read something really fucked up on the news, you're like, God damn it. And so you leave your house like that. You leave your house like, God damn it. And two people that have that God damn it, and then they get upset at each other for something they wouldn't before.
Yeah.
Because they're just thinking there's a bunch of pedophiles out there and a bunch of monsters and a bunch of murderers and a bunch of people pouring oil into the ocean.
Yeah, I know.
It's a bummer. It changes. When people do fucked up things, it changes how we feel about people.